Hello, Minecraft fans and fellow Christians, and thank you for waiting for me to come back. I know I've been gone a long time. Sorry, I've been doing other things. But anyway, we're going to be covering 3 critters: Myrmex, Stymphalian birds, and Hydras again. And not the same as the Twilight Forest Hydras, but anyway. Now, we'll be going in that order, so let's start off with the Myrmex. Long ago, before the trolls dwelled in the caves, and before the Gorgons entered the temples, there was a woman who stole from the gods a plow, and claimed it for her own invention. For this crime, she was metamorphosed into a terrifying insect, the first Myrmex queen. Although she was the first of her kind, she was not alone for long, as her insectoid fecundity resulted in massive Myrmex colonies all across deserts and jungles. The Myrmex visage is a hideous one, a large insect with a powerful stinger and mandibles. Their society is separated into castes like eusocial insects. Workers are the smallest of caste members. They are the laborers of the colony and leave it frequently to gather food and other resources. These items are deposited in the food rooms of the colony. Workers are also responsible for moving young Myrmex eggs, larvae, and pupa to the nursery rooms. They are most frequently encountered Myrmex caste outside the colony, and as such are frequently preyed upon by deathworms. They are usually escorted by soldiers. Soldiers are the first line of defense of the colony. They follow around individuals of other castes to protect them from other threats. Royals are the colony's means of reproduction, and the only members capable of flight. Royals only fly after a long period of mostly idling within the colony. When 2 royals mate, the male dies and the female becomes a queen. Sentinels are the covert operations caste of this colony. They scout in nearby foraging routes and hide in wait to ambush possible prey and predators of the hive. They are the most deadly caste, other than the queen. The queen is their sole reproductive member of the entire colony. In rare cases, there may be more than one, but most colonies are run by one single queen. This results in her being the colony's weakness. Kill the queen, and you kill the colony. Without a constant stream of eggs and pupa, the colony will quickly be depleted and attacked. She is armored with an extremely powerful stinger that can launch attackers 10 blocks away, and bone-crushing mandibles. Myrmex drop an assortment of unique items that are important crafting materials. Myrmex chitin can be used to craft extremely strong weapons and armor. All Myrmex chitin weapons are weak against arthropods, such as spiders and the like, but do extra damage to non-arthropods and deathworms. Myrmex stingers are used to create poisonous swords that are more powerful than normal Myrmex weapons. Myrmex resin chunks are dropped by Myrmex of all castes. Myrmex produce this strange material by themselves, and they still seek out any of it, if they can find it. By throwing resin chunks on the ground near Myrmex workers, one can raise their reputation with the hive. Reputation is an important concept to consider when dealing with Myrmex colonies. Reputation can be raised by gifting and trading, and can be lowered by attacking or killing any colony members. The default reputation towards humans for every colony is 0. At 25, Myrmex will become neutral. At 50, they will open up the trade. At 75, they will allow one to use Myrmex staffs on the colony as a whole. Trading with Myrmex is a lucrative business. Worker trades are usually low quality, yet they are willing to trade some resin for sediment and the occasional gem. Soldiers will trade for common mob drops, and sentinels for rarer ones and poisonous items. Royals will trade for artifacts and alchemical ingredients. Queens trade exclusively eggs. Myrmex staffs can be used to modify the structure of Myrmex colonies. Interacting with a Myrmex with one in hard hand, will bind it to our colony. By using it, one can delete certain rooms of a colony and disable reproduction of the queen. By using it while sneaking, one can add a new room at their position. One can only use the staff if they have a reputation of 75 or higher. Myrmex eggs only hatch when underground. A queen egg, when hatched near a player underground, will bind to them, and the fallen colony will have a permanent opinion of 100. I've run into Myrmex colonies several times before in survival, and they're automatically hostile to you, and the only way it seems to get resin is to attack it one colony and give it to another one. Sad to say, that's the only way to get to be allies with one until you actually can open up trade with one. Although, let's go to a Myrmex colony now. So here's a desert Myrmex colony entrance. A jungle one would look a little more green, but anyway. And this is resin from a desert one. Now, one important thing to note is if you drop a stack of resin, you'll get the same amount of reputation as if you had dropped only one. So don't be throwing stacks at them. That's just one important thing to note. Now, it usually takes a while for them to notice, but they'll eventually decide to get it. And they take anything organic, plant or mob related. Okay, I'm not so sure about the mob part, but anyway. Usually takes a little while for your reputation to be added. Up enough to at least get in peace with them. Oh. I didn't kill one, but these are drops from one. The weapons are full later in the video. Aw. Cute little thing. Now, I'll show you the rooms. I can't necessarily identify them all, although I'm sure these are cocoons, so might be one of the initial nursery rooms. And yes, that's the queen. And the ones with the bigger mouths are the soldiers. Oh, I did forget to show you the one sentinel outside. This is a sentinel. If he was a jungle one, he would be looking like the dirt around him. But as it is now, he looks like the surrounding sand. Hence the whole covert operations idea. But anyway, I reckon this is their food room. Seems about right, but anyway. And this, I reckon, is one of their nursery rooms. This worker probably took that egg in here. Now, if these pumpkins were in item form and dropped on the ground, they probably would have picked them up. But as it is, they can't pick them up like so. unlike a cactus. Now, it is very important to note that they will attack you since they don't know you and so forth. And you have to drop several pieces of resin, one at a time preferably, to get them to like you at all. Oh, and now that I'm thinking of it, I did actually see some royals try flying off in this direction, but I think the biome or something messed them up. Something about it messed them up, I guess. There's a sentinel active. A sentinel. Odd. Maybe he doesn't like the water. Hippocampi. Oh, I might as well show you some of their trades. Worker. Oh, wait. That's the worker, okay. The bigger one's the soldier. Okay, so he wants to buy dirt or buy sand. Okay, let's check out soldier. Okay. He's selling mob drops. Go figure. Looks like they have green particles for whenever they're growing up. Okay, let's check out the Queen's trades. Okay, I'm selling kids doesn't seem very nice at all. Okay, let's see this guy's trades. So he buys stuff. Now, well, I might as well show you how to get a Myrmex sword since I'm here. Oops. Okay, so there's apparently several different ones. Oh, don't forget wither buns from wither skeletons. Okay, so that's the difference. So it's the difference of one chitin and a Myrmex stinger. Anyway. Oh yes, the staff. Okay. Now, I'm not a pro at using this staff, but I'll show you what I know. Now, if you shift left or right click... What? Huh? Now, that was odd. They were attacking a sentinel that was down here. Anyway, if I shift left or right click, it'll make this area, or wherever it is at the time I'm at, the center of the colony. Now I already did, so it'll just... Wait a second. Must be effect I've already done, but anyway. Now, if I right click... Oh, I probably had to... Okay. I set this stat... I have to click the queen, or perhaps one of the mobs, to one of the... to say it to here. And now I can click a block and change the queen's reproductivity, or at delete rooms. I haven't ever done this part before, but it said if I shift click on a spot, I can add room. Let's see if I can do it here. Okay, so that's how it works. I guess this fits in the miscellaneous room. Interesting. In any case, if you have an uncrafter of some kind, let's see about that a second. Okay, so if you have an uncrafting table of some kind, you can actually maybe get some of these blocks and uncraft those for resin. But you'd still have to get past a colony in order to get them. Anyway, oh, there's a royal. If you stick around, maybe AFK for a while, you could eventually see these royals flying off. Although, you might have to wait for one or two to be born for that to happen. Because I mentioned that two had to mate in order to start a colony. Anyway, now I suppose I should continue on to the next mobs. Hello, and welcome back to story time, y'all. Now, both these mobs appear in the swamps. So you could run to either one or both of them. As was my case, I ran to both in the same spot. So 2 birds, 1 stone. And let's get to the Stymphalian birds. These terrifying metal birds stalk the swamps of the overworld and threaten to destroy any explorer in their territory. Traveling in flocks ranging from 3 to 20, these birds can rain down hellfire on their prey with a volley of sharpened feathers. In close combat, the birds can pick prey with their sharpened metallic beaks. When further from their prey, they launch sharpened feathers at their target. These feathers can deal a great amount of damage and can be retrieved from shed feathers or once the bird is felled. These feathers can be used to craft extremely powerful arrows. These arrows seem undaunted by gravity and are capable of continuous flight, similar to the birds of their fletching is sourced from. They also deal extra damage overall. When killed, these beasts drop assorted metals and a few of their feathers. If a member of a Stymphalian bird flock is killed, the entire flock will flee from the victor. A potential conqueror of the flocks will definitely need some sort of protection from the projectiles of these birds. Ranged equipment may also be necessary for taking down the high-flying birds. Okay. I've mostly ran into these birds one-on-one, although sometimes I'll come across maybe 2 or maybe 3 at a time, but typically just 1 at a time. I guess the flock gets separated. Maybe that's a config chance or something, but anyway. These birds do get very, very irritating. They have pretty good range and accuracy. And they do tend to flee upon, well, the death of their comrades. But anyway. As to their special feathers, the feathers can actually be used in Tigger's construct and still keep up their special anti-gravity effects. Well, I make that sound like they go up instead of just going straight. But anyway, I just mean that they aren't affected by gravity. Sorry for the slight confusion. But anyway, back to the book. Let's go to Hydras. Okay, yeah. Amongst the foulest swamps and bogs in the world dwells a foul, multi-headed snake known as the Hydra. Buried under its small hill, this creature is not to be approached by the uninformed traveler, for not even a great ice dragon or cyclops could fell this beast. The Hydra is characterized by both its extremely poisonous breath and bite, but also for its magical regenerative abilities. For when one head is severed, two will take its place. For each head grown, the Hydra gains stronger and stronger regenerative effects. The Hydra can have a maximum of 9 heads, and unless the beast is on fire, constantly re-heals itself at a rapid rate. After a single head receives significant damage, it will be severed and a blaze stump will take its place. But if the creature is not on fire within the next few seconds, the stump will result in 2 new heads on the beast. The only way to damage a snake without growing in power afterwards is to make sure the Hydra is on fire. When on fire, the Hydra cannot regrow its heads, and every stump will eventually burn away. It will also lose its regenerative effects overall. A Hydra can only truly die when it has 1 head, otherwise the creature will continue to survive. When slain, one can then freely access the spoils of the less fortunate travelers in the lair of the Hydra. The dead Hydra also has 2 unique drops: its fangs and rarely its heart. The Hydra fang is a valuable item that can be used to craft special arrows, which poison their targets. These arrows also have a second important property. When they strike the target, they leech from them and heal the shooter of the arrow. The Hydra heart is a rare drop of the beast that is widely sought after for its effects. When in the hotbar, the Hydra will give increasing levels of regeneration based on how much health the user has lost. The powerful heart of this monster makes the difficult battle well worth it, and perhaps explains why the Hydra's lair contains so many bones. Personally, I'm not a big fan of getting any critter's heart, although it's a little hard to argue with the regenerative abilities. But anyway, the poison from that Hydra, it can knock you back real hard, and hence why it can be hard to keep a Hydra self on fire with a sword. Maybe a bow would help, but that would be knocking it further and further back. Now there's another mod, Immersive Engineering, that adds a chem thrower, and if you use napalm in a chem thrower, that would make the fight a whole heap easier for sure. Now, in this video, I won't be demonstrating immersive engineering, so I'll just be using a regular sword and arrow. Well, okay, maybe not the arrows, but anyway, you get my picture. Now, let's get to that swamp. Here's a swamp that I found, and there's a couple over there. That wasn't long. Okay, true to the book, they tried to flee. Hey. Okay, at least try to. I'm using a longbow, which does a lot of damage normally, so that's why one fell so quickly. Oh, to the beginning player, not so nice. Now, one interesting thing about these Stymphalian birds is that if you have a mod such as Galactic Craft that adds copper, they will in turn drop copper, or the copper of any other given mod. Now, since they can be an infinite source of copper, some folks may want to create a special grinder. And yes, I did have to spawn a few in, but anyway. They tend to wander off and all. I might as well get this out of my hotbar just in case. But anyway. Well. Okay, now it's the Hydra. If you get a fire steel sword or maybe a fire dragon bone sword, that'll help a lot. But you gotta be prepared for a lot of knockback. If you got some kind of special armor that makes you maybe way more or simply reduces knockback in general, that would help a lot. Oh, I can't think of anything of sort. Maybe Tinker's Construct can help a little bit with that. But anyway, I might as well charge into the fray. This ain't good. Okay. You're definitely going to need potions, if not level up HP. Take my word for it. Perhaps if you find some anti-poison potion or something from a mod, that would help a lot too. Okay, not much. Alright, that's something. But anyway, Regeneration 3. I didn't have that before. But anyway, I guess that's our little field operation for today. And thank you for watching me today. Mess up and whilst trying to show you stuff. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. And thank you for coming and watching me. Goodbye, y'all.